What is going on, everybody? Lou from Life Beyond the Panels, and it is time for another weekly countdown based on the books that I bought this past week, which was on August 19th, 2026. So we had a lot of books this week, my God. What was it, like 18 books this week? It was freaking out of control. But yeah, we got through all of them, and I enjoyed most of them, to be honest with you. Before I get to the top 10, I just want to show you guys the books that didn't make the top 10 countdown, and maybe like a reason why maybe it didn't. I mean, some books just didn't make it because there were just so many books, and I still really enjoyed it. But let me show you guys what we have right here. The first one, Absolute Green Arrow, did not make the top 10. Honestly, it's a book I'm kind of thinking about dropping and reading on Infinite. I don't know. It's been hard to follow, and it hasn't really been as interesting as I thought it might be. I'm finding myself really not caring too much about even like what's going on in the book. So we'll see. I'm going to go back and reread issue 1 through 4 and see if something clicks before making that decision. But with it being now 12 issues, I might want to get out before I've made too much of a commitment on the book. So we'll see. Comment below. What do you guys think about Absolute Green Arrow, and what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on you potentially dropping it? Next up here, we have Arcadia. Arcadia actually just missed the top 10. This was a fantastic issue, start of a second arc. So I really enjoyed this one. As always, the artwork is fantastic, and I'm really curious to see where this arc is going to go. I think it's going to be a really good one. Next up here, we have Daredevil. One main gripe with this particular issue is it was too fast. It closes out an arc, and I would have liked to have seen a lot more. It just was a little bit too fast. I love Stephanie Phillips and what she does. I'm really enjoying the run so far. But it just was a little bit too fast, which is why it didn't make the top 10. Next up here, we have Dispatch. Now, I thought this was a fantastic issue. Just, again, didn't break the top 10 for me. I still graded it a 4 out of 5. This issue did not have as much of our main character and kind of focused more on all the other characters in the book. The employees who have escaped the building and all that. So I'm very interested to see where this book is going to be going. I've enjoyed it a lot, and this is going to be a pull we'll be getting all throughout this series. I assume this is a mini. Next up, we have If Destruction Be Our Lot. This one was definitely the weakest of all the issues so far. I really felt like there wasn't too much plot development, which is why it really didn't get into the top 10. Next up here, we have Queen in Black, issue number 3. It was okay. The event is kind of getting a little bit on shaky grounds now. I'm going to keep reading it throughout the rest of the event, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's like going, like it doesn't really feel like it's progressing or doing too much, and like we're really not getting Null or Hela, so I'm not really sure what's happening now at this point. And that also then brings us here to Defenders of the Light and Dark. Kind of the same thing. This book was more of a Cloak and Dagger book, and it actually got me interested to like read more about Cloak and Dagger. But we do have some Null in this book at least, and Hela like at the very end. But again, it just didn't feel like it had anything to do with the event. I feel like the event has to do with Dylan and everything going on with him and Venom. And I feel like these books just aren't really. I don't know. It's maybe it'll get better. Maybe it won't. Maybe it's okay if it doesn't. So yeah, whatever. And let's see, the final book that didn't make the top 10 is going to be Superman Unlimited. This is Kingdom of Zod number 3. Again, I enjoyed it, just what didn't blow me away to make it into the top 10. And with 18 books this week, you can have a lot of books that don't get into that top 10. And this was one of them. Still really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying this story so far. So, we're in it till the end. But now we actually get to the top 10. The comics that were actually a step above the rest. And number 10 here, we are going to get The Darkness. Now, hang on, I got to grab my notes here. I have my notes here on the screen, so I remember because you read 18 books, you're going to forget half of this stuff. So this one was really crazy. We have stuff going on here between Krakus, who betrays Angelus, and then you have Jackie, who is trying to deceive Angelus. But then you have Angelus, who then goes back and has revenge against Krakus. You have incredible artwork. You have a really good cliffhanger in this book. I've been enjoying the hell out of Darkness. And it just shows you how good of a week this week was, is that Darkness ends up being number 10 on the countdown. So really enjoying it. I'm loving the backstabbing. I'm loving the action. There's so much happening and so many good things. And a lot of emotion in this book as well. So yeah, Darkness, number 7, ends up number 10 on the countdown. I was going to say number 21. Number 9 on the countdown is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 21. Now, I didn't realize that the writer on this book, who is Gene Luen Yang, is actually leaving the book already. I mean, he just took over for Jason Aaron. Now, he's leaving the book for Matthew Rosenberg, who writes The Destruction Bureau a lot. So I think that's pretty interesting, but it's also kind of annoying, too, because, like, is like this book going to keep on changing writers every 5 minutes? It's been a really good comic book. I've really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed this particular this arc having to do with older like these dead people essentially coming through this portal and the difficulties in having to like shut down this portal, and that's what we get in this issue. We get some really funny stuff here with Baxter Stockman, that he gets his dad who had died to come through the portal just so he can kill him again, because like, I was a little upset because I didn't actually get to see you die, so I want to watch you die. We get some really good action here as the turtles split up. We get to see their mother actually doing some fighting, which was pretty awesome. And yeah, some great artwork in this book. Yeah, it is a little disappointing that this writer is leaving and now we're going to get another new writer, and I just hope that it's not going to be renumbered, so I just hope that everything that's been happening in the previous issues between the previous two writers, Jason Aaron and Gene Yang, stick. Yeah, but this ends up getting number 9 on the countdown. Number 8 on the countdown is going to be American Caper, issue number 10. There's 2 more issues in this particular arc. We get some silly stuff at the beginning of the issue, which was hilarious, with this rapper, Dre BK, who has made basically a trophy for himself of something you probably should never make a trophy of. And that was absolutely hilarious. We get more stuff going on here with the cops, trying to figure out like how Williams family what am I thinking of here? Like how they're connected to all of this, and how everything's connected to the cartel. I mean, the cartel's now, like, we're definitely seeing the cartel more in this book now, which I think is really cool. We get a crazy murder at the end. Not a character that we really know or care about, but still a crazy murder at the end of this book as well. We have some crazy stuff going on with Orson in this book that is very interesting, because he is supposed to kill what's the name of the guy? The guy with the cowboy hat. I forget the name. He's a very important character in the book, but he's supposed to kill him. And now we're like, his boss is like, all right, when Orson kills him, you now tells the other guy, now you kill Orson. So we got so much going on here. It's a really good book. Really been enjoying American Caper, issue number 10, number 8 on the countdown. Coming in at number 7 is going to be Nightwing, issue number 7. That just ends this arc. And like, I remember the middle issue of this arc, I was like, man, I don't know. But then as I finished this arc, like, holy crap, this was such a good arc. Again, how like we're really dealing with the inner darkness of Nightwing in this book, and how upset he was about the crash over on the highway in Bloodhaven. And then the dilemma of him, does he turn himself in or not? And we get some really cool developments. We get some really cool stuff with possibly the mayor of the town being somewhat involved in this. And there definitely ends up being more to this story than just some witch showing up in his car causing him to have an accident. So it was a very deep arc. I look forward to rereading it again in the future. I think that Dan Waters is doing an amazing job on Nightwing. And actually, it's very interesting because I'm about to start reading Tom Taylor's Nightwing run, and I've heard some things that how different these two runs are and how they handle Nightwing, where Dan Waters is more of a darker Nightwing and Tom Taylor is a less darker, brighter. I don't know. But I'm going to look forward to read it. It actually is part of my rotation now as I finished up the new Teen Titans omnibus. So look forward to reading that and comparing it to Dan Waters' run, which I think has also been a fantastic run. So this one here, number 7 on the countdown. Number 6 on the countdown is going to be Avengers Armageddon, issue number 3. I'm really loving this event. Is it an event? I don't really know anymore, because it is a legacy number of 805, but it's been a fantastic book so far. Loving what Chip Zdarsky is doing. I seem to like everything that he writes at this point. We got some really deep stuff here with David Colton, who wants to eliminate all nuclear weapons. And on the surface, it seems like that's probably a really good thing to do. Except, you know what? if you're a country that has nuclear weapons and you find out that this guy is going around and taking everybody's nuclear weapons, you're going to probably do something to make sure he doesn't do that. And that happens in this book, and it's pretty freaking crazy. Also, we get a little bit of a heel turn from Bucky here, which I think was really wild as well. We get some good stuff here from Wolverine. We get some good stuff here from Captain Marvel. And I think this is amazing. I'm really, really enjoying Avengers Armageddon. I'm really excited for the Avengers run that's going to be coming up after this, written by Chip Zdarsky. So, yeah, this is really loving this so far. It gets number 6 on the countdown. Number 5 on the countdown is going to be End of Life, issue number 7. Still some really wild stuff here. Eddie Stallion being tortured and getting his butt kicked. For some reason, it's just funny to watch because he is not very good at fighting. He is a terrible fighter. We get him basically getting beat down with a sock with D-cell batteries in it. But we get some interesting stuff going on with the dad, and some concerning stuff maybe going on with the dad. You know, if he has cancer, and you know, I'm a little bit worried about what might be happening to him. Also, we get some really funny stuff going on with this guy who is just really bad at shooting a gun, and then he has like a bazooka, and that's freaking hilarious as well. So this is the book that always makes me laugh out loud, and this issue did it again. So End of Life, issue number 7 gets number 5 on the countdown. Number 4 on the countdown is a book that did not come out this week. I didn't realize it came out the previous week, but I bought it, and that is Cul-de-Sac, issue number 1, and it was really awesome. This is a creepy, creepy, creepy HOA mystery horror. You get this family who moves into the neighborhood, and right off the bat, we're just seeing some disturbing things from people. You have the guy who's the president of the HOA who is asking him, you know, are your kids baptized? You can't keep your boat here, like all of this stuff. You need to cut your grass. He's like, I literally am just moving in right now. How can I cut my grass? You get this neighbor who brings the wife apple pie, but then is like trying to say, oh, you're going to have your kids go to public school? All of us here homeschooled all of our kids. And then we get this really crazy thing that happens at the end of the book that you're like, wow, this is going to be a crazy book. This is written by Colin Bunn, who wrote Ripcord, which I just finished up, which was a pretty good book. I think this is going to be even better than Ripcord. I'm really excited to read Cul-de-Sac. It gets number 4 on the countdown. Number 3 on the countdown goes to G.I. Joe, issue number 25. I absolutely loved this issue. I don't know if we've been introduced to Night Force before in the book. I don't remember. But Night Force essentially is led by Flint, and they do all of their stuff at night, where usually Duke's group is usually doing stuff during the day. Anyway, this ends up being a really crazy issue because at the end of the last issue, we had a situation where Zartan, who is masquerading as Hawk, kills Crystal Ball, and Baroness is there to watch that. Now, Baroness is essentially being framed by Zartan/Hawk, and she's being hunted. And I wonder if this is a way to get her to Cobra. I don't know. We're going to find out, but it's really remarkable. And meanwhile, you have Duke's team, who is trying to protect her because she's part of Duke's team, and where you have Night Force is trying to kill her because Hawk said you need to kill her. You need to capture her and kill her. And now this is a really amazing cat and mouse and battle between 2 G.I. Joe teams and the protection of the Baroness. And I was blown away by this issue. This is a 1 of 5. This is going to be such a good. I mean, Joshua Williamson, G.I. Joe. It's so good. As much as I love the Larry Hama G.I. Joe stuff because that's like the old school stuff, this book is amazing almost every single week, and this is going to be a fantastic series here. So yeah, this gets number 3 on the countdown. Number 2 on the countdown is going to be Absolute Flash issue number 18. This is a brand new arc, and it is, so good. Oh my God, Absolute Flash is getting better and better. We get this situation where everybody is turning into these grotesque like monsters, including poor Ralph at the beginning of the issue and his wife. Boy, I hope they're okay because Ralph is such a nice guy. More amazing stuff here between Linda and Wally, really loving their relationship in the book. And we get this huge little Brainiac moment in here. It's like in the middle of the book where he is working with, what the heck is her name? I forget the woman's name. Obviously, she's been the villain in the entire series. So Brainiac is somehow behind all this. Now we've got Brainiac coming into Absolute Flash while he's still going on doing something in Absolute Superman. I think that's pretty wild. I think this, I don't know if it's how long this arc is, but also what's really cool is now he is recognizing himself as the Flash. He actually calls himself the Flash, and he goes actually like to save people. And this is now what we kind of expect from the Flash. But yeah, he is so different because he's such a younger version of a Wally West, still learning his powers and dealing with a lot of internal things. And that's what I really like about this is he, you know, it's not so straightforward. I'm Flash. I'm going to speed in to save somebody, use the Speed Force, and then get out. There's so much more, like deeper emotions in this book than you get from like the regular Flash book, which is also a great book. So yeah, Absolute Flash gets number 2 in the countdown. But number 1 in the countdown is probably going to shock the hell out of you because it shocked the hell out of me. It's a book I love, but did I expect myself to rate this a 5 out of 5? The answer is going to be no. However, I probably should have known. I probably should have known that Batwoman, issue number 6, was going to be amazing. Because you know what? First of all, I love everything that Greg Rucka does. Greg Rucka has been fantastic since I started reading him. And, you know, I loved Batwoman Elegy. And this has almost really been a continuation of that this entire series. And what we get here is really cool because, you know, at the start of the book, we weren't sure what was going on. You know, was there another Kate? What was happening? And eventually we figure out, we learn that Beth was masquerading as Kate. Well, what we get here in this book is we find out what happened at the end of Elegy, between Elegy and to the point of issue number 5 and how we got to issue number 5, where Batwoman ends up basically turning Beth back over to her side, you know, like emotional sister stuff. And getting to see how that all happened was so emotional. And that's what I love about Greg Rucka. Greg Rucka knows how to write characters and knows how to write emotion. And that's what he did here. And by the end of the issue, like, you almost get choked up seeing what has happened here with Beth and where everything leads to. And you learn to sympathize with her because she's not right in the head. There is something terribly wrong with her. Yeah, so it's such a good book. Batwoman, I was actually contemplating moving this to DC Infinite. Now I say to myself, what the frick is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Like, never think like that again, or I will hit you, okay? Not really, I wouldn't hit myself. Well, I guess I would. This is a run we're going, you know, we're going with. And yeah, so number 1, are you shocked? Comment below, are you shocked that this is the number 1, that my number 1? I'm shocked, and I loved it. So anyway, that's my top 10. These are all the comic books. My God, this freaking stack, I showed you guys the other day. This is like, all right, next week's stack is not as insane as this. But this happens once a month, you get one of these. But now, let me run through the covers real quick, and we'll figure out what cover is going to go up covering over Zatanna. I think I'm actually going to choose 2 covers today, and also Superman. We'll cover up Superman as well. So let's see. All right, so I have 3 covers here, four covers here. So I'm going to choose 2 of these. You know, the way I used to do this before I did the videos was every single night after I've read, I would choose one of the 3 or 4 books that I've read for the night and put it up there. So it's been a little bit slower getting things changed, but I think that's fine too. But I kind of want to do 2 covers here since we read so many books this week. So I have the Daredevil here. This is a variant cover. I'm not sure who did this variant cover, but I really enjoyed it, which is why I chose this as my cover for Daredevil. I think this Darkness cover is really awesome. You have Jenny over here, who is currently, we don't know if she's passed out. She's not dead, but I guess she's passed out, coma. I'm not really sure. They haven't really said what exactly her state of living is at this current time. And we have Jackie over here. So this is a really awesome, this is a pretty sick cover too. We have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cover. I think this is really awesome with all of the, these are all, I believe, these aren't foot soldiers. These are just all ghosts from the past that are coming back from the dead with the turtles. And I really love the green and the darkness of this cover. This is a really sick cover. And we have the Absolute Flash cover, which is a really sick cover as well. Flash was getting beat up for quite a little while in this book. And you can see that he was having some problems for sure. So I think this is a really cover. I like the red as well. So if we're going to choose 2 covers here, Honestly, I mean, I don't have any of these characters up here right now. I think I'm going to pass on the Flash. Honestly, I think let's do this. Let's go with Daredevil and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What do you guys think? Comment below. Did I make the right decision? I think I did. Yeah, so I'm going to go change those after the video, of course, because I got to go get my step stool and all that. But yeah, other than that, guys, if you guys like this video, do me a favor. Make sure you click the thumbs up, the like, the bell, all the good stuff. And yeah, until next time, see ya.